now beaming into Nerd FT Radio.
This is Nerd FT Radio, where nerds full-time explorers of the metaverse, surfers of the blockchain, and not in our mom's basement. I'm your host, RSG, aka the Silver Surfer Deckmaster, and I'm here with Crypto Crier, aka the Pizza Popper Crier. How are you, Crier?
Papa Crier. No, I'm doing great, man.
Crier. Nice.
I had my
listen,
family up for the weekend. I got a pizza oven and a griddle combo little deal.
Listen, I saw the picture on Twitter. It was very funny. It was pretty funny. It was great advertisement too. I saw the little half NRN sticker in there too.
Right.
Awesome stuff. And of course, the funny picture overall. But let's get to it. You did say you had a great weekend. I as well had a great weekend. I had some NRN members and just in real life friends that I've known for a while come up to Orlando. We went to SeaWorld. We went to Busch Gardens. But now
it's back.
We're ready to go. We got to keep going because there's a lot of stuff to talk about, especially one topic that we've talked about on Spaces. We've tweeted about it. We've talked in NRN, but we actually haven't really talked about it here on Nerd FT Radio. And the reason for us wanting to bring this up is where we see leisure going, because this could lead into something extremely interesting. So obviously in the last week, 2 weeks, there's been a brand new leisure device that's come out, a new hardware wallet called Leisure Stax. Yep. And it's literally a palm-sized leisure that has an actual touchscreen. Obviously, when you think about a leisure, you think about a small little USB, and that's it. It has little buttons. You click on stuff, and it's very to the point.
Very simplistic. Very
exactly
rudimentary.
Exactly. And now it's time to elevate. Just like we saw in the early days of Apple, we had the iPod, which then led into the iPhone, and which led into the iPad, which led into all these other things that Apple's done, as well as the failed attempt over at Microsoft to try to create an iPod and whatnot, like the Zune. Zune, that's what it was called. By the way, I was a holder of a Zune. I just want to
I had a Dell Pod. It was the Dell version of an iPod.
Wow. Okay, didn't know that was a thing. There you go. But
it wasn't called Dell Pod. I just made that up because it was a blatant ripoff of iPod.
No, it's awesome. But again, the Leisure Stax is out for pre-order. It is $279. I'm going to say something, and Crier, you're going to say it. What did you say right before on our Spaces when Leisure's been partnering with so many communities, make all these custom leisures, and then what do, Crier?
then they release a new one that you have to go buy.
And buy another one. So not only did you buy a Deadfellas one, me.
Yeah, you.
Not only did maybe a lot of WoW holders buy a WoW one.
Yeah. Or the all black on black one.
Or all the black on black one. Me. And all these other things. But now they're like, you know what? Let's Apple Web3. Let's go ahead and not only launch a brand new device, but they're probably going to launch another one the following year, and then the following year, and then guess what? The following year.
It's a play out of the Nintendo book where they just release new colors for their like Game Boy.
That was honestly like the big, like people would literally buy them just to have the different colors.
The cool colors. That's exactly what happened.
Color.
But yeah, now they got a new one.
No,
I think it's pretty cool looking. Like I said, me personally, we talked about this already a little bit, but it was me personally. I'm probably not going to buy one just because I already have two ledgers, and the usability, I'm already used to that. But if you are coming from somebody who doesn't really have that, you're already ingrained to using a ledger and you like having a visual aspect, which I think a lot of people do. I think that's one of the reasons that iPhone and phones kind of exploded, is because that touchscreen feel made it so much more easy to use. And I think that's going to translate really well over in ledger.
Absolutely. We're going to try something new, Crier, as both of us talk about it. We're going to pull this up. We're going to pull this up. We're going to look at it together. We're going to be like, hey, what the heck is this? Because we're always about vocaling and sharing through audio, but guess what? We're on YouTube.
Yeah,
we're on Spotify video. We're on video on Twitter. We're on video on Instagram. We might even be going on TikTok. We might even get banned by China. Who knows? But again, we're going into it, and we want to talk a little bit about it so you get the visual aspect of it. And if you are listening on a podcast, I would recommend going to one of the others so you can actually see it, or obviously just go to the Ledger store so you're able to see it as well. But this thing, like you said, Crier, looks slick. It looks like something that someone could pick up and truly understand more than picking up the actual Ledger itself, being like, what the heck does this USB that has buttons do?
A little bit
This
more
is
intuitive for sure.
exactly to the point. Obviously, for the last 10, 15 years, we've all gone over to touchscreen cell phones.
For sure.
And when you take in that aspect of things, that's going to be a lot easier for individuals to come in. Again, we always talk about the simplicity factor of going to stocks, Robinhood, going to crypto, Coinbase, going into owning your own wallet, MetaMask. When you go over on the hardware side of things, hardware wallets, this is the route. And I will say, this is the actual route that I will be telling people, hey, this is what you need over the other one, because of how easy it looks to use. Obviously, let's wait until March when these release before we go all crazy, because imagine if they just come in and they're like the worst thing. You click it and it like clicks. You click Ethereum, it hits Bitcoin. You click Cardano, it hits Polygon, and it's not off. The other really cool thing about it, I will say, is that it's integrating your NFTs as well. So you're actually going to be able to showcase your NFTs. And when we talk about social media as a whole, blockchain as a whole, NFTs as a whole, one of the major reasons why people love NFTs is so that you can share, showcase, show everyone you own a very valuable picture of a monkey, a very valuable picture of a cat, a very valuable picture of a
mustachioed man.
What happened?
Hair.
Listen, whatever happened to that Ethereum rock? Did we just like that person just bought it and now it's
the rock?
Yeah, remember there was like an ETH rock and someone bought it for like
rock
a
collection.
Ton? It's still there?
Oh yeah.
Still alive? Okay.
Just wanted to make it. For sure.
Would you make that into your
my PFP, my rock pick?
Got it. Just
your
rock pick. Wow. Okay.
But
change two letters there and you know where we're going. All right.
That's right.
But what were you gonna say?
I think this is I think it's cool. I think people who are first time users coming in, I would recommend this because it looks a little bit easier to use. I still think this is not the end all be all. I think that we talked about this a little bit, but the route of which Ledger should go and probably is planning to go is more on the actual cell phone device, like
absolutely
creating cell phones, being able to use that security chip in the cell phone itself so we don't have to carry around two devices. That's going to be the actual step. We've talked about the Solana phone. They had kind of mentioned that where they want to bring that into with a phone and it has the Phantom wallet built in and able to use. But I think Ledger itself should definitely take that route as well, just because if the writing's on the wall, like the crypto will be used in some form in the future. They support so many different chains, or why would you not want a phone? If you're a crypto user, why would you not want a phone that has a built-in security device for it?
Exactly. And when we think about anything that we do, we always think about security. We always think about the safest thing possible. And in the crypto space, Ledger is that company. As much as we want to say it's any other one, it's not. It's this company. This is the one. When you think of security in crypto, Ledger is it. And if they were to go, like you said, into the phone business, which I mean, you're looking at it right there. It literally looks like a small little phone. Let's actually compare it to the iPhone right here in this picture. It literally has it right here. So again, if they do go this route, which I truly believe they are, I probably would wait like 2 more years, 3 more years until instead of buying one every year like we already do with our iPhones and our Google phones and every single phone that we have and iPads and Xbox and PlayStations. Let's just if you know how to use your Ledger that you have, go with it.
The chip's the same. Good. Like there's not going to be an increased security risk or versus this versus something else. If you already have it, keep it that way. If you don't have one yet and you're looking to, this is definitely what I would be looking at getting for sure. Especially if you have a little bit extra money. I think it's worth the purchase just because it'll probably save you some headache in the future. People get, like we talked about with Old Dog New Tricks. John hates it. Like he hates the Ledger. He's always just petrified that he's gonna either break it or just lose it or whatever. And I'm just like, doesn't understand it at all. So I definitely think the route is. I think he would definitely get this a little bit more just because of the tactileness, and you can see. You could put an NFT picture on the front. Oh, this is the one you own in your wallet, where you could picture it. I think that makes it a little bit different. So
No, absolutely. I will say something that you mentioned a little bit earlier, the aspect of having like your phone and this, like people don't want to carry around two
More
things. They
devices.
want
You don't.
just one
Yeah,
thing. When you think about even your wallet, there's states in the United States that you're actually able to even grab your license and scan it, do everything that you need, and it's in your Apple Wallet or it's in your Google Wallet, whatever the case
yeah,
may be, as well as obviously Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit cards,
for
all
sure.
these things. It's already on that phone. And maybe later down the road, maybe the phone is the one that becomes obsolete. It's a watch, it's glasses, or it's maybe a little chip in your head that I can summon my Tesla whenever I think. But that's besides the point.
This
We don't
guy.
have to get into that just yet. But again, we do think of the simplicity factor of all of this. And listen, we both think this and probably know this. The route is going to the iPhone, and every crypto user will want a piece of this. And if they do it the right way, we might see something interesting. And I'm going to say one other
For sure.
thing. Let me just imagine, just in a world, I'm not going to say ideal world. Imagine this scenario. Google or Apple purchases
For
Ledger.
what? Ooh, I like that. I
This
definitely
could
think
be
it would be
interesting, but vice versa of this. Is that going away from
Ledger
the
purchases Apple.
Wait, what? No, hold up. I didn't. Listen. Well, we're getting way too ahead of
So
ourselves.
big.
That's crazy. But you're on to something. Hot take from
Hot
Crier.
take.
Crier's hot takes. Love it. Wow. But all right. But again, hey, listen, that's bold. But again, I really do see an opportunity of this on the side of being actually purchased. And obviously, this is a hypothetical. That would take away from what Ledger stands for in a way. They want to be decentralized. They want to do all this. And obviously, we know that both Google and Apple are far from what we're talking about decentralization. So I don't, maybe 5%, maybe 2%, but it would be very interesting to see. And if they are very successful, Apple and Google would have to step up their game as well. We'll have to do something else. And this is what I always say again. And we always say the competition aspect of blockchain, crypto, NFTs. We need more people into it to make it competitive so people can learn. Let's do this. No. Let's do that. Yes. Let's not do this. Okay. Let's not do this. You know what? We're going to do this. All these things is very crucial into being innovative, into making the next big thing. If it's the next profile picture project, if it's the next hardware wallet, or if it's the next video game that I play every day for the rest of my life. Besides the point, but maybe just a RuneScape blockchain game. But besides the point, anything else that when you look at this, we need to talk about anything else other than the price point again, just being $280, which is pretty.
I think we already talked about it a little bit. It's nothing else really to talk about. It's cool. And if they're able to, I think the future of this looks a little bit brighter, just because the route they're going is they're trying to make it look like a device. They're probably going the device route in the future. I think that's where we're going.
No, it definitely makes sense. But let's go into a little bit more on the NFT side. And we always talk about OpenSea this, OpenSea that. And then out of nowhere, we talk about looks rare. Actually, we talk about that too. But then we talk about looks rare, this and that. Then X2Y2,
then
this and that. Then we talk about these random ones. Then all those die too. But now we've talked about it before, and it's Blur and Crier in the last few days there's already been the first airdrops of the boxes, the second airdrops of the boxes, and next year there's going to be the third and final one, their biggest one yet. And to get that one, what needs to happen and why is everything going crazy right now with Blur? Because I've seen tweets like Blur has defeated OpenSea, and I'm like, I don't think so, but go ahead.
For sure. Yes. They had their third claiming coming up. This is going to be their most whatever. Again, it's the biggest one yet. They keep saying this shit. But they added the feature for bids on the platform. If you think about how crypto works in general, there's a side that wants to sell and there's a side that wants to buy, right?
Okay.
And then where those two meet is where that price sells, right? That's where everything transactions happen. And what happens with NFTs and why you see people undercutting everybody all the time and all that type of stuff is because there's no really like support side on the demand. With like WETH offers, you don't really see it. Like you can't visualize how many people actually want to buy at this price or how many there actually are. So what happens here is with the whole bidding aspect is you can see that there's 1,000 ETH ready to be spent at a 14 ETH mutant. Like 160 of them can be bought and sold right now because there's bids for that many at that price point. So you're able to visualize it a little bit more, and it takes away that whole like fungibility of the NFT where it's really hard to find a seller and a buyer. And it's way more difficult than crypto is. Like literally crypto is just, you want to sell it now? Boom, you sold it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Now with this, you don't have to connect with a buyer who really wants your piece, something like that. You can have a collection bid going and you can actually see and visualize it. And I think that's a really cool feature because it allows, exactly what I'm talking about. It allows that liquidity to get there, and people are more comfortable matching those order book prices. There's going to be a little bit more volume there. And we actually have seen that happening, right, in live action. So we've seen a little bit more volume coming in through the blue chip ones because people have to place a bid to claim their buy. Might be a little bit of fake pressure right now just because people are listing and doing the bidding system. But I just think it's a really cool feature. It may pump the floors a little bit. We've seen it pump like recently, but I think it might probably just go back down to what they were previously. But I think that's just a great feature. And I think a lot of people will definitely try to copy this mechanism.
And again, it goes back to what we literally just talked about. And it's the innovation side of things and adding things in, having more people in the space to allow for this, because we already saw it with OpenSea and LooksRare, where OpenSea has taken things from LooksRare, looked at OpenSea and took all the good things and added even more stuff. And now we have Blur that's looking at all these marketplaces and being like, what have they done that's good? We want that. What have they done that's not good? We don't want that. And what haven't they done? And this is one of them. And like you said, allows people to truly see this aspect of it. And of course, when you add an airdrop, people are just going to start bidding and doing all these stuff to get that airdrop. I just really hope.
I think it's going to be a bloodbath. I think it's going to be so bad.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
there's no way that everyone's not like just so hyped up for this that it's just going to not do well. It'll probably go up really high and then go back, but it's just going to crash like horribly. They just built it up too much. It's too much hype. You don't actually know how many you don't know how many tokens you're getting. It's all gamified. It's just going to
pretty much.
Yeah, it just reeks of, you're going to underwhelm. You're going to get so underwhelmed. You're going to get like $70 or something like that and be like, oh,
hey, listen, $70 can get me.
We're down bad, baby.
$70 can get me 3 rounds of doodle putt in Miami, number one.
That's right.
Number two, $70 can get me the game of the year. That's Elden Ring or what is it? Is it Elden Ring?
Elden Ring?
Is that
you're the one that told me it was Elden Ring? I don't know.
Then it was Elden Ring. I'm telling you, it's Elden Ring. That's definitely sounded more like a question. Why'd you say it with like a exactly?
question
you're absolutely right. Number 3, $70. What it can give me is
the new Diablo 4 is coming out in September.
Is it $70?
Yeah.
It can get me that too. And number 4, it can give me, I was going to say something funny, but I completely forgot. I was going to say like 22 waters at a Cool Cats party.
Yeah, there you go.
That's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool.
It was $4 a piece, so no. That's $88.
That's how many do I need? 18,
like
17.
Ooh,
see, look, second. Hey, I'm not going for first place. I'm going for second. So listen, we'll see how the airdrop goes. A lot of really interesting things are happening on the Blur side. Honestly, that's what everyone's talking about. I really do think last year, at least just in the NFT space alone, like the word airdrop has just was amplified so large that now it's
that's
not
what I'm
overplayed, but it's like too good to be true type thing.
Everyone thinks they're gonna get like multiple ETH out of this. I'm just like,
unless you're a massive whale.
Yeah, like normal people like that have 10 ETH in volume max are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get
so much money. No, I don't think so either. I hope. Hey,
we'll see, but
to each his own. I hope everyone becomes extremely wealthy. But guess what? That's not going to happen, because when someone becomes wealthy, guess what? Someone else has to lose. So we'll definitely see what happens to it. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm not using Blur whatsoever. I just have a bad feeling about it, just like you. So I actually on the second airdrop, I took away all access and everything, and they didn't even give me the second airdrop because I took all the access away. So for those people using Blur, I hope I'm wrong because I love being wrong and I love when people win. But
For sure.
we did mention, let's go into the nerd stuff now because there's been a lot of really awesome things that have come out. All the gaming awards came out, everything like that. Number one, we already mentioned Elden Ring actually won Game of the Year. A lot of people are for it for winning, but a lot of other people are saying that, what is the other game? It's what's the PlayStation, the Viking game, Crier? Why can't I think of it?
God of War.
God of War. Is it Ragnarok? Is that the last one that
Ragnarok.
came out?
Yeah.
Ragnarok came out, and people are saying like that was the one. And honestly, Elden Ring has been out longer, and maybe that's why. And people are like still talking about it. Maybe again, that's probably going to be why that they're going to go ahead and pick that one. But on the other side, your boy's favorite mobile game, Marvel Snap's only been out for 3 months, and guess what? It won Game of the Year on the mobile side. I'm going to just say something. I'm crushing it. I'm playing that game so much. It's like I might be addicted like bad.
Yeah.
Like,
I haven't talked to you
really
in like
bad.
months. Like,
dude,
out
I don't
of
know
these
what's going
podcasts.
on. Yeah, I have no idea.
Gotta
I'm going
intervene.
crazy.
Intervention.
I need an intervention really bad. I will say I'm using a Silver Surfer deck that's insane, but really cool stuff on that side. You also did mention that, again, you're the Diablo guy at NRN and maybe just the world. So we did hear that there's a Diablo 4 coming out.
I am excited about this. I love Diablo. It's like one of my favorites always. I talk about that one, just like how you talk about RuneScape all the time. But I'm optimistic, but they just announced that there's like a battle pass situation, and I'm very unhappy with that.
Wait, what? Why?
Because that just means that there's going to be some sort of like bullshit. Like there's going to be some aspect of it is going to be like money grubbing, and you're gonna if you want to get something, you got to buy extra.
Everything that we do in life is a cash grab. Just get to it. Everything's a Ponzi. Everything's a cash grab. Have fun with the things you like to have fun with, and don't have fun with the things you don't want to have fun with.
I'm just saying, like, Diablo 3 didn't have any of that stuff, but they released that phone, the mobile one, the Immortal one. Yeah. That thing was fucking trash.
Was it bad, or was it that you were able to spend a lot of money to win? Did you have fun at least playing it?
No, not really. No. It got like extremely quickly once you hit the highest level. Like if you didn't spend a fuck ton of money, it was garbage. Like it was just
okay.
So I'm just really hoping that doesn't travel over, or I'm gonna have to stop playing Diablo, I guess.
No, that makes sense. By the way, I just want to mention, I just got an email from a Fi, and I haven't told anyone this on the podcast. I actually bought a Luffy Funko exclusive from Brazil. No biggie. That's actually getting shipped right now. Don't you worry. Just imagine.
Don't you worry.
So, you see that right here?
The thousands of Funkos.
You see that one right there? You will see a new Funko hopefully by the next time. So just wanted to mention that. But other than that, we did just find out. I had no idea this actually came out. And did you find out the same time I found out about Hades 2 on just Twitter, a random person?
I found out right before you did because I think K-Duck tagged you.
Not a random person. It was K-Duck, right? Yeah. It was K-Duck, by the way.
I saw the trailer before you saw the trailer, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, like pretty much the same time. Yeah,
2 is coming out. Listen, I don't care if someone tells me, oh, it looks the same. It's going to be the same aspect.
Great.
Give me it. Please give me the same game with a little bit of a different lore. Looks like it's his sister, and we're going in. I'm going to play the game. It's over. Marvel Snap, Pokemon, Warzone. Good. You're going to be put to the side like Andy put his toys to the side in Toy Story. Here comes Hades 2 next year for me and you and everyone. That is the game that I cannot wait for. So a lot of really cool things have come out in the last few days. Also on the other nerd side of things, on the DC Comics, on the DCEU side of things, Crier, have you seen what James Gunn has come out and all these people have said?
Mm-mm. You're the I get all my news of Marvel.
You and I, absolutely. You and I always talk about Wonder Woman being great, the first one, right? Wonder Woman 3, not happening. Aquaman 2 looks like that's done. Or Aquaman 3 after that, it's done. It looks like Superman, not happening. It looks like they've literally hacked everything. And they're like, you know what? We need a freaking restart and a half. And here we go.
Yeah, reboot.
Obviously, a massive reboot. Obviously, on the side of, I love some of those characters and whatnot, but it's just needed. When you get someone like a James Gunn that's been with Marvel, has seen all this success, give him the keys. Let's rebuild it. It's like a sports team. It's time to fucking rebuild. And this
got
is
a new
what
coach.
Let's
fucking go.
Let's do something different. Let's grab new people and let's try something new. But other than that, again, I'm just super excited to see what they do with it. A lot of movies are coming up as well. Avatar is the one that everyone's talking about right now. It is coming out on December 16th. Actually, by the way, it's this freaking it's this week. It's this week. Yeah, exactly. So Avatar is coming out. I know for a lot of people, you guys know I live in Orlando, Animal Kingdom. They're doing like a whole, like all December, an Avatar spectacle and all that crazy stuff. So again, Avatar is one of those movies that it's probably going to break every single record and its mother. So it should be pretty cool to see. I know I've already seen some reviews on it. Everyone's saying it's good. But this is what I hate when I read reviews, the non-spoilers and all that. Oh, it's great. It's this. It was a spectacle. And then it's a period. I'm like, something's up. I don't think you mean that. I don't think you really mean that. So I really think that they bit too much of the apple, and it's not going to be as like, oh, wow, like the first one, because the first one was so ahead of its time. I'm going to be completely honest, was never that big of a fan of Avatar. I thought it was way too long. But I understand the visual side of things and whatnot. Holy crap. Like there's movies out today.
That still don't.
My girl, Carolina, is watching a show that came out like 4 or 5 years ago. The CGI looks like you or I try to make it. And this movie was made like how long ago? And the CGI looks like better than half of like literally all of Marvel's stuff. So come on. So it was ahead of his time. Let's hope for the best on this side. And we'll just have to see. But other than that, anything else that we got, Crier? Are we just waiting for some news? We need more news. We need more things to happen. We're reaching everywhere. What's going on?
We're just switched to like actual, just a real nerd podcast. We're getting rid of the blockchain.
Of the NFTs, blockchain, crypto. We just need to do like gaming, streaming. Hey, surprise, we got a stream. But yeah, no, other than that, it's been interesting. It's been fun. Things are happening, but obviously not at the same pace as before. But we are still going to milk the living crap out of everything that comes out because you guys need someone to get all your news from, and that's us. That's right. So what else are we gonna do? Quit? No, that's not an option. That's we're gonna keep on going. But that pretty much wraps it up. By the way, I would like to say, we are still sponsored by NFTs, NFTsEE.com, right?
Yes.
That's what it is. So we gotta
NFTs.com.
S.com. So remember, if you're still looking for that NRN merch, or not even just NRN merch, you're looking at your own merch and your own NFTs, go over there, check them out, use NRN10, 10% off. Head over to our Discord if you need anything, any questions on it, or if you just want to play video games. We do that all the time too. Slide over to the Discord. Again, everyone, thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you later this week for another episode of Nerd FT Radio. We'll talk to you guys later.
Peace.